Imagine a world where cars drive themselves. You enter a vehicle with no driver, no steering wheel, and nothing but the hope of safe arrival at your destination. This isn't science fiction. Driverless taxis are already rolling through cities like San Francisco and Phoenix. Waymo, a company born from Google's tech innovation, is leading this movement. But with a growing record of accidents and concerns over public safety, we have to ask, are we ready? Waymo's journey began in 2009 as Google's ambitious experiment, an idea far ahead of its time. Google's engineers believed they could create a system that would eliminate human error, which is the cause of over 90% of today's road accidents. Back then, the thought of a self-driving car was almost science fiction, but with the backing of Google's resources and cutting-edge AI technology, Waymo was born. Early challenges were numerous. The technology to recognize and respond to everyday objects like a tree, a bicycle, or a child stepping off a curb required a level of machine learning never attempted before. The team spent years collecting data from road tests and training their algorithms to predict human behavior. By 2016, Waymo was spun out from Google as an independent entity under Alphabet with a singular focus: to bring fully autonomous vehicles to the public. In 2018, Waymo launched the world's first commercial robo-taxi service, Waymo One, in Phoenix, Arizona. This was more than just a technological feat. It marked a new era in transportation where AI could safely chauffeur you to your destination without any human intervention, or so it seemed. In order to understand the challenges faced by driverless taxis, it's helpful to have a basic understanding of how they work. Each vehicle relies on a complex network of sensors, including LiDAR, radar, and cameras. Together, they form the car's sensory system, giving it a 360-degree view of its environment. LiDAR, which is light detection and ranging, is like the car's eyes. It sends out millions of laser pulses every second, creating a 3D map accurate down to the millimeter. This allows the vehicle to see everything from a stray dog to a street sign in the distance. Radar adds another layer, measuring the speed and distance of surrounding objects, while cameras capture color, texture, and details critical for recognizing things like traffic lights and pedestrian signals. But the magic happens in the AI, the brain of Waymo's technology. This advanced neural network processes massive amounts of data from every sensor, making split-second decisions. Through millions of miles driven on public roads and billions in simulated miles, Waymo's AI learns and improves. Its software can anticipate the movements of other cars, as well as pedestrians and cyclists, calculating probabilities and making predictive adjustments to its path. This AI doesn't just react, it predicts. Each car continuously learns from past journeys, improving with each trip and accumulating insights from millions of scenarios, all to be prepared for the unpredictable. But as sophisticated as it sounds, the AI's reliance on past data also reveals its Achilles heel, encountering something unexpected. Despite Waymo's advancements, accidents have continued to make headlines. Waymo's record, while promising, is not without fault. In May 2024, a Waymo car in San Francisco went viral for driving onto the wrong side of the road, nearly colliding with oncoming traffic. This incident, among others, raises serious questions. How safe are these cars? The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has reported that autonomous vehicles face unique safety challenges, especially when navigating complex or highly variable environments. While they perform well in predictable scenarios, unexpected events often throw the AI off course. A child running into the street or a construction zone that changes the road layout can trigger erratic or unsafe reactions. Autonomous vehicles also bring complex ethical questions into play. Imagine a scenario where the vehicle has to choose between swerving into oncoming traffic or striking a pedestrian who stepped into the street unexpectedly. What should it do? Human drivers make such decisions instinctively, but a programmed machine relies on preset algorithms. Is it fair to let a computer decide who lives in a split-second situation? As we advance toward a future filled with autonomous vehicles, ethical concerns grow. One of the critical issues centers around decision-making in life-threatening situations. In a split-second emergency, should a car prioritize the lives of its passengers or those outside the vehicle? These moral dilemmas have sparked serious debate among ethicists and engineers alike. Driverless vehicles make decisions based on algorithms that prioritize specific outcomes. But when faced with scenarios like a potential collision involving pedestrians or sweeping into a barrier, the car must act based on its programming. This preset behavior brings up questions about accountability. Who is responsible if the vehicle makes a choice that harms someone? Legally, accountability is still a gray area. If an autonomous vehicle makes a decision that causes harm, should liability fall on the manufacturer, or the software engineers, or the car's operator? These questions demand answers as the technology advances and autonomous vehicles become more integrated into everyday life. Despite the safety concerns, the upsides of robotaxis could be transformative. With human error responsible for 94% of road accidents, autonomous cars hold the promise of making travel significantly safer. By reducing human error, Waymo and similar services could lower accident rates by more than 50%. Beyond safety, these vehicles could free up city spaces. Imagine cities where we no longer need thousands of parking spaces or streets lined with parked cars or garages. Without the need for personal car ownership, cities could reclaim space for parks, bike lanes, and pedestrian pathways. Environmental studies show that a fleet of electric robots could reduce carbon emissions by up to 30% in most major cities. For millions who can't drive, such as the elderly or people with disabilities and those who lack access to reliable transportation, robotaxis could provide unprecedented mobility and independence. Waymo's vehicles could bring equal access to every part of a city, enabling people to reach essential services, jobs, and social activities without barriers. Waymo may be a leader in autonomous vehicles, but it's not alone. Companies like GM's Cruise or Amazon-backed Zoox and Tesla's full self-driving technology are all vying for dominance in the robotaxi market. Each company brings a unique approach to autonomous driving. Waymo prioritizes safety and gradual, measured deployment, while Cruise has taken a bold approach by aggressively expanding in dense urban settings. Tesla, on the other hand, is pushing its full self-driving technology directly to consumers, equipping its mass-market vehicles with advanced autonomy features. Each of these companies has unique strengths. Waymo is known for its extensive testing and safety measures, having driven over 20 million miles autonomously. Meanwhile, Cruise aims to perfect city-based ride-sharing, focusing on urban environments like San Francisco. Tesla's approach is to make advanced autonomous driving available to individual car owners through incremental software updates, while Zoox is designing custom-built robotaxis tailored specifically for ride-sharing. Competition among these companies is spurring rapid innovation. Waymo's safety-focused approach with advanced AI testing algorithms, Cruise's city-first model, Tesla's consumer-driven deployment, Zoox's custom design, all bring something unique to the table. This competition not only advances technology, but potentially leads to safer, more efficient cars as each company continuously works to outdo the other. As robo-taxis emerge on the streets of major cities, government agencies and lawmakers face immense pressure to create frameworks for their operation. Each new rollout tests existing laws and forces regulators to reconsider what it means to ensure road safety. This path to acceptance requires navigating a complex web of legal, ethical, and technological standards, and progress isn't always smooth. Countries around the globe are taking varied approaches to regulating driverless cars. In the United States, the approach is fragmented. California mandates detailed reporting on autonomous miles driven and accident data, while other states, like Arizona, offer comparatively relaxed policies, allowing companies to expand more rapidly. Across the Pacific, China is embracing autonomous technology even more aggressively, granting operational permits to companies in major cities like Shenzhen, Beijing, and others where robo-taxis are already part of daily life. The challenge for policymakers lies in managing technology that rapidly outpaces traditional regulatory systems. For instance, if a Waymo vehicle encounters an accident, is it treated as a human error or as a mechanical one? In addition, safety metrics are still evolving, and regulators have to rely on both crash data and complex simulations that can predict how these vehicles will behave under unique road conditions. To address these questions, some U.S. legislators have proposed federal guidelines that would set baseline safety ratings for autonomous vehicles and require companies to disclose data on vehicle performance, incident rates, and passenger safety. These guidelines, if passed, would create a more consistent regulatory framework across the country, potentially paving the way for broader acceptance of driverless vehicles. Companies like Waymo are investing heavily in demonstrating the safety of their systems to lawmakers and the public. By participating in regulatory discussions and sharing their advancements, they hope to ensure that laws evolve alongside their technology, making the path to acceptance smoother, one regulation at a time. Robo-taxis have the potential to fundamentally change urban life and our relationship with transportation. According to urban planning experts, the widespread adoption of autonomous vehicles could lead to a 30% reduction in urban congestion and an even greater reduction in emissions as vehicles run continuously without needing to park. This shift could be instrumental in helping cities meet their sustainability goals and reduce overall pollution, particularly in dense areas that suffer from heavy smog. Some cities are already planning for this future. Singapore, for instance, is incorporating autonomous vehicle lanes and specialized pickup zones in new developments, while Tokyo is testing autonomous shuttles for public transit. By prioritizing pedestrians and cyclists and reducing car dependency, these cities aim to create environments where residents can navigate without relying on personal vehicles. For those already using robo-taxis, the impact is personal. From easing commutes to reducing the stress of driving, these autonomous vehicles are transforming routines, making city travel more accessible and predictable. And as adoption grows, experts predict that more people will choose to rely on shared autonomous rides instead of owning cars, a move that could significantly reduce household transportation costs. Financial analysts project that households could save thousands of dollars annually by choosing autonomous ride-sharing over car ownership. For cities, the benefits are even more significant, as emissions and urban sprawl decrease, leading to cleaner, more vibrant communities that prioritize quality of life over convenience of parking. Central to the driverless taxi revolution is the rapid evolution of artificial intelligence. From Waymo's sophisticated deep learning algorithms to Tesla's neural network, AI enables vehicles to process real-time data and make split-second decisions that mimic human responses. The AI systems powering autonomous vehicles consist of multiple layers: perception, prediction, and planning. Perception AI identifies objects like pedestrians, vehicles, and traffic signs. Prediction AI forecasts the likely actions of these objects, and planning AI determines the best course of action for the vehicle. These systems must work seamlessly together to ensure safe, reliable trips in unpredictable real-world settings. To improve decision-making, Waymo and its competitors test their vehicles in diverse environments and conditions, from foggy city streets to rural areas with less infrastructure. Waymo's goal is to teach its AI to respond to even the rarest scenarios, such as unexpected lane changes or animals crossing the highway, which makes each update to their system an intricate exercise in balancing safety with innovation. In the lab, Waymo's simulations run billions of scenarios to train the vehicle's AI, ensuring that every possible situation is accounted for. By pushing the boundaries of what artificial intelligence can understand and react to, Waymo is constantly refining its algorithms to make autonomous driving safer, smarter, and more resilient in any environment. With driverless vehicles, human-machine interaction is evolving. Passengers have to rely entirely on technology for navigation and safety, which introduces new challenges and opportunities for designers aiming to make these cars both user-friendly and secure. Inside Waymo's vehicles, intuitive touchscreens allow passengers to set destinations, adjust climate control, and even report issues in real time. This interactive setup aims to enhance the passenger experience, bridging the gap between rider and vehicle in a setting without a driver. Passenger safety is a priority in this human-machine interface. For instance, Waymo cars are equipped with automated support systems that connect riders to a real person in the event of emergency. Additionally, the vehicles are equipped with multiple cameras and sensors to detect any irregular behavior, providing an added layer of security for passengers. Engineers at Waymo and other companies spend thousands of hours testing and refining these interfaces. Their goal is to create a seamless experience where passengers feel in control, even though they are riding in a driverless vehicle. As the technology improves, so too will the ways we interact with it, potentially leading to an entirely new kind of relationship between humans and their vehicles. Ultimately, as driverless technology progresses, the relationship between humans and machines will continue to evolve. Autonomous vehicles promise a world where the line between driver and passenger blurs, offering convenience and freedom from the stresses of daily driving. With each advancement, we are moving one step closer to a future where our cars are not just modes of transportation, but intelligent companions on the road.